in Jamaica, studies have shown that the commonest cause of kidney disease and hence end-stage renal disease, kidney failure, is hypertension.
An important reason to pay attention to our health. And with today being World Kidney Day, we continue the conversation on the causes, symptoms and prevention of kidney failure. Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Within the half hour, we'll also look at projects to be undertaken by the Ministry of Health in the new financial year and hear from students why teachers should nurture their ability to excel academically.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 14. The aircraft models at the center of international scrutiny about their safety have been temporarily restricted from Jamaican airspace. The Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, JCAA, sent out a statement yesterday saying the Boeing 737-8 MAX and the 737-9 MAX were not allowed commercial flight out of, within, or into Jamaica or Jamaican airspace. The directive took effect on March 13 and is in force until further notice. The JCAA says those previously operating these planes into Jamaica will be allowed one non-commercial ferry flight to reposition their aircraft. The safety directive follows similar action taken in other jurisdictions on the heels of two fatal accidents on March 10 of this year and in October 2018 involving the same model aircraft. As the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority notes, the investigation of those accidents is yet to establish cause, but there is not enough information to exclude that these two events were a result of similar circumstances. The directive issued by the JCAA's Director General, Nari Williams Singh, is a mandatory action under the powers provided under the Civil Aviation Act and regulations. A $78 million mammography unit has been officially opened at the University Hospital of the West Indies, boasting an advanced three-dimensional imaging machine for detecting breast cancer. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton welcomed the development, pointing out that the machine can test up to 25 patients per day and will help in increasing the diagnosis of breast cancer at its earliest stage.
My understanding, of course, is that it provides a perspective that is not seen in using any other machine at this point in time.
Dr. Tufton says the unit marks an important advancement in the fight against cancers and non-communicable diseases in general, which require a holistic approach.
The holistic concept which is being represented here, in this instance, a major advancement in testing, but also, of course, in terms of treatment, is very important as we seek to stymie or cauterize the rapid rates of increases and at the same time improve on the treatment. The intention of the government is to take the cue from you, who are the practitioners in the field, and work with you to ensure that we have it on a wider scale.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica's demographic report reveals that there were 378 deaths due to breast cancers in Jamaica in 2017. Increased money has been allocated in the new fiscal year to significantly reduce transportation costs for students under the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education, PATH. Additional resources are also earmarked for back-to-school expenses. $380 million allocated to the Ministry of Education will provide transportation grants for 7,500 registered PATH students attending 94 public schools across the country.
The increased allocation, Mr. Speaker, for PATH by $180 million is a 90% increase from $200 million in the last financial year to $380 million, Mr. Speaker. 90% increase.
The finance minister made the announcement as he opened the budget debate in Parliament recently. $562 million is also included in the budget to continue the PATH back-to-school grants first introduced in August 2018. Kingston is among the first group of cities selected by UNESCO to participate in its community-based inventorying of intangible cultural heritage in urban context pilot project. The news was revealed by Culture Minister Olivia Grange as she opened a week-long workshop on Monday at the Trenchtown Multipurpose Centre. The workshop was planned to examine the types of intangible cultural heritage that exist within communities in Kingston. It included participants from the communities of Trenchtown and Port Royal.
Many Jamaicans associate intangible cultural heritage with the rural areas and of a past era when our elders would transmit to us knowledge about plants, Anansi stories, doppies, and how to make the best rongdong. This workshop will, however, for the first time, examine what intangible cultural heritage exists within an urban space. In this case, that of Kingston, Jamaica.
The UNESCO project seeks to contribute to the international debate on safeguarding living heritage in urban contexts. It is being executed in 9 cities in different regions of the world. The Sport Ministry has allocated $2 million to Special Olympics Jamaica to enable the national team to compete at the World Summer Games now underway in Abu Dhabi. The funds were handed over at the ministry's headquarters recently. Portfolio Minister Olivia Grange says the special allocation is being provided through the Sports Development Foundation, SDF. She says the allocation is in addition to the subvention that Special Olympics Jamaica receives each month from the SDF to fund its program. Jamaica has sent a 98-member delegation to the World Summer Games, with athletes competing in aquatics, athletics, badminton, basketball, football, volleyball, and roller skating. The Games, which began on March 8, will culminate on March 22. And finally, children in 150 early childhood institutions have received 500 playmats that will improve their learning environment. The donation was made recently by Jamaican Teas through its Caribbean Dreams initiative. Chairman of the Early Childhood Commission, Tricia Williams-Singh, says the items will help the learning process for children 0 to 8 years old.
Learning environment continue to significantly improve the lives of our children in their earliest years. Now, these learning environment, they have to be conducive for learning. At the early years, our children learn by play. So it is very important that we set up that environment to reflect that.
Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid, meanwhile, thanked Jamaican Teas for investing in the nation's early childhood sector.
As we invest in our children at early childhood, they are like trees that will grow. They will blossom, they will prosper, they will make our nation stronger, they will make our nation more productive, they'll make our nation more disciplined. It all begins at the early childhood level.
50% of the mats will be distributed based on needs of the institution, while 15% will be given to special education early childhood schools and 20% to ECIs in the vicinity of Jamaican Teas factory and office. The final 15 will be donated to early childhood institutions in communities where the staff of Jamaican Teas reside. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Little germs do.
Pink eye running belly even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs on here. Message from the Ministry of Health.
Do you know how important your kidneys are to your body? They filter blood, remove waste, control the body's fluid balance, and keep the right levels of electrolytes. In other words, they are vital organs.
Do you know that the kidneys play a key role in body function? Not only by filtering the blood and getting rid of waste products, but also by balancing levels of electrolytes in the body, controlling blood pressure, and stimulating the production of red blood cells. In this feature, we focus on kidney failure and how dialysis can help patients with the disease. The kidneys are located in the abdomen toward the back, normally on one side of the spine. They normally remove waste and excess fluid from the blood. Nephrologists say when the kidneys are not working well as a result of disease or injury, waste and excess fluid can build up in the body and make the affected person very sick. This is what doctors refer to as kidney failure.
Interesting.
According to Dr. Charmaine Watson-Brown, consultant nephrologist at the Kingston Public Hospital, incidences and the prevalence of kidney failure is increasing daily in Jamaica and around the world.
In Jamaica, studies have shown that the commonest cause of kidney disease and hence end-stage renal disease, kidney failure, is hypertension. Our second leading cause is diabetes. Third, you have glomerulonephritis, and glomerulonephritis refers to inflammation of the kidney. And this inflammation may be related to causes within the kidney or causes outside of the kidney. And when I say causes outside of the kidney, I'm referring to conditions such as lupus, what we commonly call lupus. Of course, there are other causes, sickle cell disease, and other cystic causes. There are hereditary causes, and there are also tubular interstitial causes.
Dr. Brown says in some cases, kidney failure is silent, and the majority of persons with kidney failure have no symptom until the disease has reached an advanced stage.
In the early stages, the patient largely has no symptoms. If a patient presents to a doctor for his annual physical, signs of chronic kidney disease may be an elevation in blood pressure, and of course, the presence of protein in the urine. I cannot overemphasize that enough, especially in our diabetics.
However, Dr. Brown says when the kidney fails, there is no cure because the damage to the kidney cells is permanent. Chronic kidney failure is progressive, meaning it gets worse every day. At this stage, the kidney cannot perform its normal function of removing excess fluid and waste.
We must begin to quantify our protein. We must begin to address high blood pressure, glucose control, protein in the urine, obesity, elevated cholesterol, and all the other lifestyle modifiable factors that do in fact contribute to the progression of chronic kidney disease.
According to nephrologists, patients with kidney failure usually require renal replacement therapy, that is, some method of doing the work of the kidney. These include dialysis or renal replacement.
Patients who require dialysis are said to be in what we call end-stage renal disease. And end-stage renal disease really refers to the need for renal replacement therapy. And this renal replacement therapy may be in the form of dialysis or transplantation. And dialysis may be one of two types, hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis. And what do I mean by end-stage renal disease, apart from the need for renal replacement therapy? A patient who has chronic kidney disease, if it is left untreated or undertreated and is allowed to progress, such a patient will end up in what we call end-stage renal disease.
For further information on kidney failure or any other kidney disease, contact your doctor or any government hospital or clinic close to you.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Give yourself a fighting chance. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
The government continues to take necessary actions to protect the health of the Jamaican population and ensure access to affordable and quality care. Let's take a look at how it will be spending funds budgeted for the new fiscal year towards achieving the country's development goals.
We are on the right track in terms of where we need to go to cater to the needs of our population. In terms of public health infrastructure, in terms of people, in terms of equipment, in order to address the concerns of our population and in keeping with our long-term vision for sustainable development.
In support of the vision, from April 2019 to March 2020, government will spend over $69 billion on healthcare delivery. The money will cover operating expenses, including salaries, pharmaceutical and medical supplies, and the cost to rehabilitate and maintain equipment and furniture, as well as physical plants in the 4 health regions. Some of the funds will also support the National Public Health Laboratory, blood transfusion services, National Family Planning Board, and interventions for prevention and control of drug abuse.
We want to discourage underage drinking because we see it happening. As a matter of fact, on the tobacco issue, there is a growing trend now which we have to clamp down on, which is worth mentioning, and that is the vaping.
In the new fiscal year, 7 health improvement projects will be jointly funded at a cost of $5.7 billion by the Government of Jamaica and its bilateral and multilateral partners. 2 of them provide intervention to reduce HIV infection rates, end discrimination, and cover treatment and counseling for infected persons.
For us, the first line of defense is always prevention, exercise, balancing their diet, knowing their health status, to minimize the risk. But as a government, clearly, beyond prevention, you have to also invest in the curative side.
Meanwhile, $3 billion of the ministry's capital budget will support the Health Services Improvement Project. It includes partial rehabilitation of the Cornwall Regional Hospital, along with infrastructure upgrade at 7 other hospitals and 3 health centers. The funds will also support training of medical staff, purchasing mental health buses, diagnostic and other medical equipment, as well as vector control. In the new financial year, government will also continue work to ensure mothers and their babies have the best chance of a long and healthy life. This includes the provision of more, better designed and equipped neonatal high-dependency units, manned by well-trained health professionals. The teenage pregnancy rate is of concern to government, and for the year, the National Family Planning Board will heighten public awareness on adolescent sexual and reproductive health and increase access to services. And preparatory and structural works will be carried out towards the construction of a children and adolescent hospital in Western Jamaica. Work will also be taking place under the Prevention and Care Management of Non-Communicable Disease program, supported by the Inter-American Development Bank. 10 health centers and 3 hospitals are to be renovated or improved.
We want to enhance those facilities, and this year you're going to see a lot of health centers being renovated.
Those are just some of the ways government will be attending to the health needs of the nation in the new fiscal year, safeguarding the true wealth of Jamaica.
So here are the facts.
7 out of 10 Jamaicans die from a non-communicable disease.
Because we love our people and we want them to live better quality lives,
we, the Ministry of Health and our partners, are launching Jamaica Moves.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases.
By educating and encouraging Jamaicans to be active, eat healthy,
and start living 30 minutes at a time.
Because 30 minutes of physical activity each day, along with proper nutrition, can go a long way
to prevent your risk from developing certain NCDs such as diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and certain cancers.
And remember, it's life we're promoting. That's why you see me going hard right now.
I'm all about living.
So help us take this first step towards a healthier Jamaica so you can enjoy more moments, more memories, more life.
We continue with more ways to take care of our health, like searching for and destroying mosquito breeding sites. It's one of the ways to prevent contracting the dengue virus.
We're looking for any container or anything which can hold water. It doesn't need a lot of water for that mosquito to deposit its eggs. Very shallow quantity of water they can deposit in it.
The rain has fallen and this has collected water. And if it is allowed to sit in the environment for a couple of days, the Aedes aegypti will breed on it. This is a plastic over a pail and the water is on the plastic. This is a beautiful breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. We have a similar one right here. There's water on the top of this container and the Aedes aegypti mosquito will breed in it. Once the water begins to evaporate and she has a space to lay her eggs, she will lay her eggs and this will then become a breeding site. Turn it over. We do appreciate that roof gutters are very necessary in some areas that do not have piped water, so it helps to collect the rainwater when it comes. However, if these roof drains become blocked by trash or other things, then it makes the water stagnant and it becomes a major breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So it's important if you have these roof gutters that you keep them clear, that the water is able to run. Even among your plants, we have plants that are, because of how the leaves overlap each other, they are able to collect water. And Aedes aegypti loves to breed in those environments. We suggest that persons do. If you think you love these plants and you want them, put them in pots. So when they do collect water, you're able to pick up the pots, drain them out and put them down. Because as it is right now, it's very difficult for us to get rid of the water and they will just continue to be in the environment as breeding sites.
This is a tire which has been discarded, but it's just in the backyard. And what we have now is apparently rainwater has now settled inside there, and we have it breeding. The Aedes are back to the breeding inside here. It can be used as an enclosure for your plants, like a potted plant situation. So what we'll show you now is how we can have it filled with dirt that will ensure that when rain does fall, mosquito will not breed in it.
There's also a method of stacking the tires so that they will not collect water. We advise the tire shop owners to, for each tire that they get, to punch a hole in each of the tires. Once that is done, they can stock them in this plaiting form. So they have one row going in a particular direction and then another set going in the opposite direction, and they will continue with this. What this does, it allows the water to be directed towards where the hole is bored. So even if the rain comes and water goes in, the water will not settle but go out. We know that most churches have what is called a baptismal pool. And we have found baptismal pools to be a major breeding site for the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So what is it that churches should do? We recommend that all baptismal pools be covered properly so that the mosquito will not have access to it for breeding. Sometimes the pools are shaped very funny, and so it's very difficult to cover. In those instances, we ask persons to empty the pool at least once per week. And after emptying the pool, we ask that you scrub the sides to ensure that you have dislodged all the eggs. So we saw many sites that were breeding the Aedes aegypti mosquito today. And we saw that these sites were found in and around our homes, business places. And if we do not deal with these breeding sites, they are going to continue to be there, posing a risk for the transmission of diseases because they are breeding the Aedes aegypti, the mosquito. So you must take action to rid your environment of those sites. So what is it that we're asking you to do? We want you to make this a habit. Once a week, search for and destroy the breeding sites of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
We close the final segment of our show with a message from our children that affirmation of their ability to learn is key to success.
As the CEO of the National Parenting Support Commission, I want to speak specifically to parents to affirm your children. A, acknowledge. In other words, recognize your child's importance. F, friend. Understand that there must be mutual affection, that bonding is absolutely important. It must be encouraged. F, favor. Your children desire your approval and your support. When they meet your expectations, do not just ignore them, but support and encourage them. I, influence. In a time when some of our influences could be called into question, we need to ensure that as parents, we become the most important influence in the lives of our children. We want parents to get involved in the lives of their children. We want them to lead by example, and we want you to encourage your children's dreams and aspirations. R, respect. Respect is something that we must teach our children. As adults, I want to caution though, that is also something we must earn. We must not only expect respect to be reciprocated because we're adults, we must show it. We must model for our children what it means to respect. Motivate. Be your child's cheerleader. Speak positively over his or her life. As a parent, learn to celebrate effort, especially when they're in school and not just grades. That's very important. When your child is doing his or her best and putting out effort, encourage it and support him or her.
As we close today's show, we ask that you stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.